What a spectacular day at the hustings. The latest numbers right now, and that's what the mandate practically is. At 290 for the NDA, which is 238 for the Bharatiya Janata Party. That is way short of the halfway mark. But the NDA is clear. With 290, the NDA all set to form the next government. The India Alliance would be ecstatic with the figures it sees on the screen. 235, others 18. The Prime Minister, expected at the Bharatiya Janata Party headquarters, has broken his silence through the course of the day and tweeted out a short while back. First, of course, saying that the NDA has been given the mandate and he's going to carry it forward in a historic third term. The Prime Minister also hailing the Andhra Pradesh mandate. His ally Chandrababu Naidu also thanking Jagan Mohan Reddy. Prime Minister tweeting out saying Andhra Pradesh has given an exceptional mandate to the NDA. I thank the people of the state for their blessings. We will work for the all-round progress of Andhra Pradesh and ensure the state prospers in the times to come. Before we cut across to our studio guests, let's go to Poulomi Saha joining us from the Bharatiya Janata Party headquarters. Poulomi, what are we looking at? There was a roadshow which was cancelled. What are the Karyakartas saying?
Well, Preeti, as far as that roadshow was concerned, it wasn't a plan that was in the works. The BJP categorically stated that they would wait for the results today, and only then, of course, the next course of action in whichever way, a victory lap or not, or anything of that sort would be decided. So today, of course, they've decided that they'll acknowledge the fact that they are coming back to power for a third consecutive time, though with a humbling verdict from the people of the country. And today is that moment when, in a short while from now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be here at the BJP headquarters. Ashok ji will show you those pictures. We are, of course, in the middle of a crowd over here at the BJP headquarters. The songs that are blaring over here, the BJP Karyakartas, of course, do realize that this is a very sobering moment for them. It is not the kind of number that they expected, but at the end of the day, they do realize that it is a BJP government, a BJP-led government, which is coming to power again. जो नंबर है वैसे नहीं आए जैसे कि उम्मीद की गई थी, इच्छा जैसी थी, तो इसको क्या किस तरह से आप देखते हैं?
देखिए, ऐसा है कि मैं एक चीज जानता हूं कि हमारी सरकार जो है, आप ये लगा लीजिए कि जो कांग्रेस के नंबर आए हैं, उनकी जितने नंबर थे उतने अकेले बीजेपी ने लेकर आई है. हमारे लिए ये एक बहुत बड़ी चीज है और हमारी सरकार पुनः तीसरी बार हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री दोबारा शपथ ले रहे हैं और अगली बार हम और ज्यादा मेहनत करके और ज्यादा नंबरों से लेकर आएंगे.
आपको क्या लगता है कि ऐसा क्या हुआ कि 370 पार नहीं कर पाई बीजेपी?
देखिए, कहीं ना कहीं अगर देखा जाए, जो इंडिया अलायंस है, जो हमने 400 पार का नारा दिया था मोदी जी ने, वो सिर्फ इसलिए दिया था ताकि वो लोग हमारी हम लोग जो बहुमत की सरकार, पूर्ण बहुमत की सरकार बनाना चाह रहे हैं, उनकी सीमा उन्हीं तक रह जाए. और अब की बार जो नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने पासा फेंका था, वो पूरा का पूरा कामयाब हुआ. एनडीए की लगभग 300 सीटें आई और जिससे कि हमारी सरकार भी अब
कह रहे हो कि 400 पार एक तरह से आपने मानसिक तौर पे उनको एक टारगेट पर रोक दिया, उनको समझाया कि यही है आपका टारगेट. जब आपका टारगेट 272 था,
हमारा टारगेट था कि हमें फिर से तीसरी बार नरेंद्र मोदी जी को लाना है और ये हमारा टारगेट बहुत सक्सेसफुली अचीव हुआ. इसके लिए हम लोग मोदी जी को बहुत धन्यवाद करते हैं.
What's the brief given to the Bharatiya Janata Party cadre, the workers, the spokesperson? Are they going to be batting on the front foot, being offensive, or there's going to be a bit of humility and say, yes, we needed to do more?
Well, of course, they will, of course, acknowledge the fact that we could have done more on the ground. We estimated and we thought that, the numbers would be much, much more, that we would be crossing the 300 mark, at least all by ourselves. That has not happened. But yes, we acknowledge the victory which has still come our way, despite, of course, the stiff challenge that we faced from the opposition on the ground. So that is, of course, going to be the refrain. Of course, the Prime Minister will be setting the tone for how the BJP is going to look at this, a victory in the 2024 elections and what sort of targets and goals he sets for the party to, in fact, re-energize itself to achieve the sort of targets and ambitious targets that he set for the party in the 2024 elections and will be setting for the party in the subsequent and upcoming assembly elections as well. Preeti.
All right, Poulomi, appreciate you joining us. What time are we expecting the Prime Minister there? At about 8:30, Poulomi?
Yes, we could roughly estimate it's about 7:30 right now. So, yes, we could expect the Prime Minister to be here before 8:30. He will, of course, he has done this in the past as well. He will go down this entire route from the entry point towards the dais, which is on our right. So he'll walk down this entire, he'll basically go down this entire route that my camera person Ashok is showing you from the entry point in his car, of course. And then at that dais is where he will, of course, address the Karyakartas.
Okay. We're going to come back there. 8:30, we'll join you, Poulomi. I want to bring in Shankar Iyer and all our studio guests back. Mr. Iyer, what do you make of it? You know, this kind of mandate is not something, or the lack of it is not something that the Prime Minister is used to. Is he deft? Do you see him adapt? How do you see things go from here on?
A long time back, in some other conversation, he has made an observation which has stayed with me. He said, राजनीति में जख्म सहने की शक्ति होनी चाहिए, जख्म सहने की क्षमता होनी चाहिए, and that he has practiced, and that I cannot tell you what context it was said, but that's an observation that has stayed with me, and this shows that he will take the blow, he will do whatever it needs to be done. But the more important thing is whether he is able to clean up the act. For instance, the party president, JP Nadda, saying that we don't need the RSS anymore, or we are doing better without the RSS.
Better treatment of allies, for sure.
And no.
I'll come back. Let him finish, sir. I'll come.
The other thing is that within the party, it is in hushed tones or whatever. The unstated complaint was that there wasn't enough consultative process, that people were directed, not consulted or spoken to. And that complaint went beyond the party, even in the Sangh Parivar. So there was one conversation in which somebody who had an idea was asked, "Aapki Sangh Ayu kya hai?"
Right.
And that sort of kind of hubris doesn't help when you want to sort of achieve 400 seats.
All of that will sober down a bit. But so Rashid, I've got to, the question I also want to ask you, but I know you wanted to come in for that, is the opposition right now, they're standing at 235. The BJP is under 240. And they've given no indication that they want to sit in the opposition. No indication came today from Rahul Gandhi or Kharge where they said that we want to play the role of a robust opposition. When they were asked, are you in touch with BJP allies? They said, yes, we'll decide tomorrow. Are they going to go all out? Sam, Dam, Dand, Bhed. Is that going to be the policy now?
Yes and no, in the sense that, Preeti, that there is very little functional relationship that exists between, so to say, NDA and India Alliance. Very kind of, acrimonious sort of campaign has taken place. I think Congress particularly, because I interacted with some of them, they are expecting some dramatic developments in the sense that what if, Mr. JP Nadda is made accountable and asked to step down? If Mr. Nadda,
All right.